Okay, welcome everybody to the True2. Let's get the messaging going. It's done it again. Why did it do this? Why did it change the... Okay. What? There we go. Okay, should be okay now. We go. Oh well, you can tell I'm new to this this live streaming malarkey. I haven't quite got it off smoothly yet, but there we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Team World Bicycle Relief, and welcome to our latest event. Please take the time to join our Facebook page at Club WBR for more information on the rides and training that we offer, competitions, and, hopefully, a few surprises. The ride that you're about to commence is a group ride, and therefore we would please ask that everyone respect the leader's instructions. Please do not ride off the front of the group.
Ride
if you're
on!
looking to put in extra effort, then, via Zwift messaging, please warn the group that you are doing so and drop back off the rear of the pack. Allow a gap to form and chase back to the pack as long and as often as you like. Riders who are struggling to maintain the pace must work to stay in the middle of the pack for the best drop-in benefits. We will make an effort to keep dropped riders to a minimum, but as a rough rule of thumb, keepers will work on a gap of 15 seconds as being manageable, provided that the dropped rider works with the keeper. Last but by no means least, have fun, keep smiling, and leave nothing on the road.
Okay, switch into the big ring and get ready for the off. Here we go, and the idea is to try and get as close to 2 watt kilos as I can, and then hopefully everybody will stay around me. So tell everybody to take it nice and steady now. There we go. Large group, 121. I suspect there'll be more than that with the late goingers. Okay, just turn the fence on, 10 seconds. But a well-behaved group tonight, staying nicely. This is a bit of a rise, as you can see from the top right hand corner, 3%, but there's an even more steeper rise on the course, and what I generally do is call out steady to try and keep the group together. Here we go, this one's 5%, but it's only very short. And we only go up this one, I think, once. Okay, somebody looking for the fence, because now flyers have gone through it. Now what I will do is I will call the sprints if the group is all together, but if they split and they're all up the road, I don't bother. So, but it usually takes half a lap to settle down. Yeah, Joel, I know why you can only see riders. Okay, so this is the turning towards the sprint area, and we do look like we're all together, albeit I'm at the back, but I'll call the sprint. So we turn here down the road and then we come back up that dog leg that you can see, back up to this roundabout and onto the sprint. And what I do is I watch them on the map up on the right hand top corner, and when I see them making the turn, the front of the group making the turn into the sprint area, I send the message, go, go, go. And yes, we run optional sprints every lap, I know, but you don't have to do them. I never do them on these rides. So if you stay with me, there's a good chance you'll come in bang on 2.0, because that's usually what I do. Whoops, need to think about the messaging. Okay, here we go. So now those at the front of the group will start sprinting, and what I've got to do is try and take a picture. So go to the dashboard, take a picture of the sprint winner, while remembering to keep cycling and keep up with the group. Okay, if you watch the sprint dialogue on the left hand side, it should populate any second now, as the first riders start to go through the banner. Well, there we go, 9:73 to start. Wow! 9:43. Jeez, that is fast. Certainly for the first sprint. They tell them to regroup. Use my aero power up. Not that I need to, but just gives me that little bit of an extra boost to get a bit further up in the group. There we go. Now you often see me going above the 2.0, and you're probably thinking, well, how does he manage to come in bang on 2.0 all the time? Well, what I do is I calculate how much time I spend over 2.0 when I'm pushing, but there's lots of times when I'm not pushing and I drop below. And to be fair, sometimes when you're in the group you have to push that little bit over, and other times, because you're in the draft, you can back off. Jan Varner, who won the sprint, he's one of our regular racers in Race 3R. So yeah, nice to see him on the ride. Well done, Jan. So I'm mid-pack at the moment, as you can see by the icon on screen. We're quite a large blob and we're doing well to stay together. And what happens is the stronger riders are helping out at the back, pulling riders that have either got dropped or had technical problems back to the group. Because if you lose the group draft, trust me, you have to work so hard to get back. So the more riders can help out by dropping back and creating a train, the easier it is to close the gap on the main group when you're trying to bridge back. And another tip I'll give you, if you are riding these and you are dropping off the back occasionally, when you get brought back to the group, go as far forward as you can. Because if you just think, oh right, I'm back, and sit at the back, there's a very good chance that because of the effort you've put in to actually close the gap, you'll end up dropping back again. So always keep the effort going and ride through the group. Get near the front and then you can ease off. Then the group should help you be able to take a rest. Now this is the rise coming up. You can see on the profile, and this is where the group normally splits. So I'll just tell them to be steady on the ramp. And then riders usually help me out by just... Oh, come on, windows. I actually try and ease back on the ramp to allow those that have been dropped to catch. So you can see I've dropped now right to the very back, well almost to the back of the group. And now we're starting the long road down to the turn before coming back up for the next sprint. So if you have been dropped, you've got to make a really big effort to get back now. Tell the sprinters to prepare. get the message ready to send. So because I can't see the front of the group or where we're at, what I rely on is looking at the mini-map, and where the group are on the mini-map tells me when to announce the sprint. Oh, and that's reminded me, I must ask who's won the ladies sprint. Okay, nearly ready. Send the message. And again, get some pictures of the leaderboard. See whether anybody manages to beat the time this time round. I doubt it. Jan's helping out with the sweeping, so he's not sprinting, and therefore I don't think he'll be beaten this lap. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So once again, hit the aero boost. Okay. Let's find out who won. And let's thank the sweepers. Oh, did that message not go out? Ah, there you go, you see. So messaging has stopped now, which is really frustrating. So what I'll do is I'll try closing down the app and open it up again. Rejoining chat. Test. No, still not working. Okay, let's see whether the main keyboard works. No, main keyboard's not working either. Okay, folks. Twigging Windows has popped up Cortana. Well, that's a bit annoying. Zwift do seem to be having some issues of late. It's back working now. It's really strange how it goes off then suddenly comes back. Oh, you see it's working now. That's the third time I've sent that message.
Right on.
Good blobbing. And again, we're coming up to the ramp now, so I warn the riders to go steady. Otherwise we end up splitting apart. I'm already over prescribed pace, now back on it. It's very, very easy to go up here at 3 watt kilogram, as you can see from Mr. Hef, 3.6, and Mr. Perez, Mr. Spielman. So lots of riders going up this hill at over 3 watt kilos, which, you know, you get riders then following them, and it can very easily lead to the pack splitting. So you've got to have a little bit of discipline. We're not too bad, but if you look at the mini-map now and where I am, I'm that red triangle you can see. You can see I'm right at the very back now of the group, which is not where I like to be, because it gets difficult to call out instructions if I'm off the back. So what I try to do, I generally up my pace a little and try to get back towards the middle of the pack. But the pack is actually split. We're in 2 groups now. So you can see the gap up ahead. And what I'm going to do, I don't normally chase, but I am actually hoping the group with me will close the gap. And then once we've closed the gap, I'll ease off. But you can see the group ahead are not slowing down. They're getting ready for the sprint. So I'm well at the back of the group. All those that are going to sprint are ahead of me, and they're going to have to do the sprint and then slow down in order to rejoin the leader, which they're pretty good at doing, to be fair. Get ready to send the message and send. And now record the sprints. So you can see a leader's work is never done. It's not an easy task. Especially when you're live streaming as well and sweating like the proverbial pig. There, there's the sprint line. Just crossed it. So 9:37, so we've a new leader now. Mr. Sambrano. Okay, so message that. Tell them to regroup. So you can see from this that when I'm on the, shall we say, the steady part of the course, after the sprint and going back into the centre, you can see that I drop my pace. I try to give riders recovery. So I try to stay as close to 2 as I can. Sometimes I drop a bit under. Sometimes obviously with a pedal stroke I'm over. But generally on the way back, that's a chance to recover. We just got Botman has just come in as a late joiner, I believe. I mean, if you look at the graphic now on the right hand side, the list of riders, when we started the ride we had 121. We're up to 150 now, and we've had riders, you know, going home for tea and dropping out because they got to go to work, etc. So if it's showing 150, we've probably had another 20 on top of that. And when I rode last week on Wednesday on Darren's ride, the one that Darren Bramwell was leading, the True2, we had over 200 riders. So this is one of the really popular rides on Zwift, and also It's one of the longest running. I started this ride in 2015 when Zwift was just setting up group rides. I wish I had €1 for every time I've ridden it. I'd be a rich man. Let's just find out that everybody's okay. Well-behaved group tonight. But it generally is. This is a well-liked ride, and we don't suffer people messing us around. So the fence is actually doing the job for us, but there's also a feature in Zwift where riders in the group themselves can get somebody kicked out of the ride. If enough people vote him out he goes. So if you get somebody that comes in trying to disrupt the ride, then that's what we used to have to do. And you might think that wouldn't happen, but certainly we used to get riders, and they'd come into the rides for some unknown reason that escapes me, deliberately to disrupt it. We used to call them spoilers. But thankfully that doesn't happen now, and I think the platform has moved on. It's a lot better than it used to be, a lot more social. The groups, you know, people are proud to be part of the community now. Because when you think about it, we've got riders from all over the world taking part. You know, there's no barrier either to age, to race, to creed, to sex. You know, I think it's fantastic that you can get riders from all over the world taking part, joining in together and having a great time. I love it. Okay, so let's get ready for the next route. Couple off the front, but the yeah, you see I've dropped back a bit through talk, too busy yatting away, but having said that, I've been keeping pace, so the ride is a bit faster than normal tonight. Be interesting because I'm determined to come in on 2.0, so I will slow down a little bit as we go towards the end. And I better record the screen again. Is it status quo? Status quo. I'll just message that. And tell people to regroup. Look at Joel well ahead, enjoying himself. Dropping back, look, he never goes far. What a star that man is. He's coming back from injury just like I am. And we did a ride on Road Grand Tours at the weekend. And I'm just so impressed at how strong he is. After breaking his pelvis and his collarbone not long ago. The man's a beast. He's also ultra lightweight. I'm 63 and I consider myself lightweight. He's 50 odd, I think. Ridiculous. He just floats up the climbs. I'll have to tap him for another ride on Road Grand Tours this week. But he's in America, so it's early morning for him and it's late evening for me. Oh, 3 riders removed. I never like to see that, but I'm glad it's working. It's a good feature. Get rid of the disruptors. Okay, time for 2 more sprints, I think. Yeah, you're right there, Joe. A lot of riders will ride right at the back of the group in small groups, thinking that they're okay. But if a gap grows to more than 5 seconds, the main group, because there's such a big blob, can move considerably faster than smaller groups falling behind. And whereas the main group now is doing 2 watt kilogram, give or take, depending on the rider's weight of course, but yeah, the main group's doing 2 watt kilogram, the small groups behind are going to have to push 2.5 just to maintain the same pace. Okay, so you probably recognise the monument coming up, and you realise that we're coming up to the ramp again. So, as always, I tell them to be steady. not being facetious, but that's just good leading. Just, you know, remind folks that, yeah, okay, you know, nice steep climbs coming up. Don't go too hard up it. Look, it's 6% now. I think it gets to about 8. Maybe not. Certainly feels like it. I mean, I slow down my cadence to try and keep my my watt kilos low, but because of the resistance, I still feel like I'm going well over. I topped out at 2.6 there. But the most important metric is to try and keep it average. Try and keep it average in and around the 2 mark, and you'll be fine. Whereas if you're constantly riding over, you're going to come in over. Yeah, next sprint coming up. Penultimate sprint. No, yellow never sprints. And we have actually split into 2 groups now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call on my group and not on the group that's in front. So we'll let the first group go around the bend. And now we'll send the message. Okay, status quo. Regroup, please. Come on, group, you're splitting quite badly now. Let's get back together. Yeah, good, they're slowing. What we're looking for, look at the mini map, and we're looking for all those blue dots to join together into one nice blob. So you can see that the front group has done exactly that. A few behind me now is red, pulling riders back, but small gaps opened again, but it should close up. Yeah, it's closing up though. So the front has become one nice blob. And we got one more sprint. Each lap takes around about 12 minutes, I think. 12 or 13 minutes. And somebody's posting his average 2.2 and he's in front of me. I reckon I'm going to come in either bang on 2 or 2.1 at the moment, unless I slow down, which I may well do after the last sprint, but that's going to be very close to the end. So, but yeah, I reckon I'm going to come in at 2.0. And some of you may be asking, well, how the hell is he working that out? How does he know to come in on the set watt kilogram? When most of the time, if you look at my graphic, you can see I'm over. But you've got to average it all out over the ride. And I do have a secret weapon as well, and that's my cadence. I watch my cadence when I'm riding, and from my cadence I can tell roughly where I am in terms of the given watt kilos needed, when I need to up it, when I need to slow down.
Ride on.
Goes Joel. It's dropping back now, but you see how it's very easy to, I mean, there was a few riders there came sailing past me on the ramp, whereas I just eased off and it's dropped me right to the back of the group again now. And now I'm going to have to speed up a bit just to get on the back of the group. A couple of hard strokes should get me there. There we go. As long as I stay in contact, I'm okay. I don't mind being right at the back, but I've got to be in contact. Okay, final sprint. So rejoin the back of the group, as you can see, and I'll just call out the last sprint. Oops, so there's the group in front. So let's just see if we can close it before they get to the red carpet. Front's more or less together now. Okay, there we go. And tonight's ride is fairly fast because normally after the sprint there's about 2 minutes left, and you can see where I'm going to get to the banner, and there's going to be about 4.5, I would have thought. So we're above pace. Let's get the final score. Yeah, same. Okay, Michael wins. I wonder the regroup to finish. I doubt they will actually. Most riders just want to get it over with once they go through the last sprint. So we very rarely get everybody coming back together. Usually a chance for me to just recover a little bit. Slow down. Keep it steady. And thank everybody. Joe's behind me with the group, about 6 seconds back. Okay, 1 minute 18 to go. So you can see that my watt kilos has dropped now. I'm just easing in, cooling down, and I allow for that. If I didn't think I was going to come in on pace, I'd actually be ramping it up now towards the end. But there's no need to, because I know I'm very close to the required pace. A nice and steady away. 45 seconds left, and having said that, we're now going up a blinking hill, which always puts the pace up unless you slow down your cadence, which I'm doing. There's more skill required to lead than what people probably imagine just watching one of these videos or going on one of the group rides. It's not as easy as it first appears. Here we go. Let's have a look and see where we are. There we go. 2.1. I said it would be 2 or 2.1. So let's take a picture of that. Yeah, okay. There we go. Now notice that it's put me in 6th place, and that's purely and simply because towards the end of the ride, many of the riders go through the red gate because they don't care about being eliminated. So they're not showing on the results because they've gone through the red gate and they're classed as a flyer. So it's not going to put them in the results board. They probably don't realise that. So for anybody watching the video, remember that if you go through the red gate at the end of a ride, you are not going to appear on the screen. And if you're racing, that's a bit sad. Okay folks, that's it for tonight. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you later in the week when we decide we're going to do a little bit more.